What up? Hold up. What up? All right, all right. We're gonna wait till we get a few more people in here, and then we got some shit we need to talk about. When we got into this, we didn't plan on streaming every effing night, but it's all good. Hang tight. Light will be with us in a moment, and then we'll have a conversation about some shit that's popped off today. And this isn't just, gossip like the shit we found out was bullshit last time. This is actually from whitehouse.gov. What up, Light?
What up, Dark? All right, so we have a press release from whitehouse.gov. President Donald J. Trump approves District of Columbia emergency declaration here on January 11th, 2021. We're also getting news reports regarding about 10 to possibly 15,000 boots on ground. Now, another odd thing that just popped up when I was looking for this information is Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf resigns. And FEMA Administrator Pete Gaynor is to take over, and he resigned today later on in the day. And then we also have this interesting leaflet going out: "When democracy is destroyed, refuse to be silent. Armed march on Capitol Hill and all state capitals, January 17th at 12 p.m. Come armed at your personal discretion." It's a very interesting. You guys may have seen it, but this is going around the Twitter sphere.
That looks really familiar to me.
That kind of looks like Chinese propaganda, but I'm not here to speculate or anything. These are just things that are going out. The only thing I can say after seeing all the things coming into play is it's either a false flag or a baiting operation to be able to get people to go out there and possibly do something stupid, irate, or give the acting government more grounds to stand on to be able to take away your civil liberties and your rights. One thing that I will say is stock up on some water, get some canned food, get gas if you have a generator, fingers crossed. If you don't have a generator, get yourself a gas can, still fill it up just in case. You never know. If you start running into media blackouts, internet blackouts, probably suggest do what we do here in Florida: put a plug in your bathtub, fill up the bathtub, so you have excess of water just in case there's power outages and you're not able to get water pumping towards your house. Not trying to scare anybody, but just better be prepared than not be prepared. I'd rather have a tub full of water that my kids can play in if all of this just washes away. But just be prepared. Stock up right now. I'd say get yourself ammo, but we know that's not happening. Other than that, is there anything you have to add, Dark?
I just want to say that looking at the state of emergency, called by President Trump, goes from the 11th to the 24th. It's just odd that it exceeds the inauguration day, up to 15,000, troops, National Guardsmen on reserve. It's odd. And then to have this, false flag narrative kind of popping up, it's just within an hour of each other, just like surfacing. It's just odd. So like when we say like, oh, shit's popping off, like we don't mean like the world is melting. We mean like weird shit is going on, and we want to make you guys aware of it. And barely anyone is talking about it. And
it's like a media blackout on it right now, and it's very, very odd. because one little thing happens that Trump does, and they are ranting and raving every news source that's out there.
Oh yeah.
There's barely anything about it. And go to whitehouse.gov. That's the first page that pulls up.
Yeah. And that flyer does look oddly familiar to a lot of the leftist, flyers that went out when there were all the riots and, protests and all that shit. So it usually when things like that get pushed out, like someone takes responsibility for it. It's done by an organization. It's done by GOA, VCDL,
Proud Boys. Somebody
yeah,
takes claim for it. They don't just put it out in the ether and allow
for
people
all
to be baited or false flagged into something.
yeah, so it's definitely not worth it. Yeah, Epoch Times reported on it. NTD News. I haven't seen NTD News, the NTD News one, but no. Some other things that I just realized is within this same hour or two, on AmmoSeek. 556 went from 67 cents around to almost $1 around. 57 is more than $1 around. Like people are going crazy preparing, and I had some family members hit me up and say like, "Hey, should I should have taken your recommendation and gotten some armor. What do you think about this?" And I pulled up the link, and it's got a 6-week back order for body armor. Like
You better hope
ammo,
the Pony Express is working during that time frame.
right? Like when we're looking at times like this, like all the things that most of us probably have, but firearms, ammunition, armor, even we mentioned like cutlery, defensive cutlery, like those things are going to be much more difficult. And I know obviously those are the first things that we think about, but like Light said, focus on food, water, shelter, security, and all those things fall in the security category. So just make sure that you're safe, make sure that you're aware, don't do anything crazy, don't go to any of these like random ass storm your capital. Like, when have you ever seen any shit like that?
Don't do
About
it. I'm telling you, you're gonna find out the hard way.
oh, bro,
What's that old saying? Fuck around and find out. Well,
yeah,
somebody's gonna fuck around and find out.
I think it goes, "Ye who fucketh aroundeth shall find outeth." Dude, okay, let me just jump on this real quick. So Paleo bought 900 rounds of steel case for $850, dude. And I'm just going to say this to you guys. This is the same thing as what we talk about for government. Okay, don't pay the prices. Okay, don't pay the prices. If we do not pay those prices, the only option they have is to reduce them. Just like when government makes laws, the only way they work is if we comply. So do not buy ammunition right now. Take unless you absolutely have to, right? If you don't have batteries for your toys, then you're short. But take an inventory of what you got now, and do not spend $1 a round on steel cased ammo, please. You should have got it 3 years ago. Yep, absolutely.
Well, if you buy it $1 round right now, it might be like Bitcoin, where in 5 years that's gonna go to like $32,000 a round.
And
I don't know. We'll see.
I could probably trade my ammo for a house right now. Like it's that ridiculous. So let me make all of you guys that probably just got into this world like over the last year or so or whatever. In January, I bought 1,000 rounds of brass CCI 115 grain full metal jacket 9mm for. Does anybody want to guess? Put some numbers in the comments and guess how much I paid for 1,000 rounds of 115 grain brass CCI full metal jacket. And while you do that, I'll
What
let you know.
caliber?
9mm.
I
Sorry,
know.
people. Yeah, I assume people know 115 grain. Sorry.
Oh, I can't add to the comments. Damn it. I was gonna say 23 cents
Oh,
a round.
okay. 279, 235, 271. Oh, Scott, you're the closest, brother. 179 shipped. And you know what? I complained. I was like, can you fucking believe where we are in this country that I have to pay $179? And now it's going for almost $1,000. Like, I almost grabbed a few thousand rounds just to sell the shit, but I would have had like a nervous tick, like knowing that that was, a few thousand rounds that I don't got. Um, Good for you. Good for you. 1,000 rounds of steel case 223 for 200 before the woo flew. Yeah, it is.
What do they say? If it can't eat the steel, it don't deserve the brass.
Yep, yep. I do have some brass 7.62 by 39. I just realized how ridiculous this is. I have an AR in the background with an AK hoodie on. I know, guys. Sorry. Um, okay, yeah, we just want to make sure you guys had this information. This isn't going to be a crazy hour-long stream or anything.
Just
Um,
quick to the point, we want to let you guys know just so you guys could be a little bit better prepared. Because like we said, there's nothing going out on the mainstream media about this as far as we can see. I've been searching everywhere I can, and they're just lightly posting on it on the Google. So that's about it.
yeah, 7.62 by 39 is cheaper than 9 mil. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Let me just say this real quick. So it's a super short message. So today, President Donald J. Trump declared that an emergency exists in the District of Columbia and ordered federal assistance to supplement the district's response efforts due to the emergency conditions resulting from the 59th presidential inauguration from the 11th to the 24th of January. The president's action authorizes the Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, to coordinate all disaster relief efforts, which have the purpose of alleviating the hardship of suffering caused by the emergency on the local population. You guys may have heard of them from their terrible destruction of New Orleans, and to provide appropriate assistance for required emergency measures authorized under Title V, was that V or 5 or whatever? Oh well, the Stafford Act, to save lives and to protect property and public health and safety. Bullshit. And to lessen or avert the threat of a catastrophe in the District of Columbia. Specifically, FEMA is authorized to identify, mobilize, and provide its discretion, equipment, and resources necessary to alleviate the impacts of the emergency. Emergency protective measures limited to direct federal assistance will be provided at 100% federal funding, which means you poll smokers are paying for it. Congratulations. Pete Gaynor, Administrator, Federal Emergency Management Agency, Department of Homeland Security, named Thomas J. Farjon, whatever, as the Federal Coordinating Officer for Federal Recovery Operations in the affected area. For further information, media should contact them at blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I figured it was short enough that I could just get it out there and share that with you guys. What questions did you have before y'all are still talking about ammo? Guys, I got an upper from PSA for $289, 10.5-inch 5.56 with bolt carrier group, charging handle. And that was like 2 weeks ago or something like that,
Yeah.
and there were like 6 pages of uppers to go through. I just hopped on, and there was only 1 page of uppers to go through. Everything else was out of stock, and it's crazy. So you can find a deal, but damn, like shit's just unavailable right now. Sorry. Throw your questions in the comments in the live chat, and we'll address them before we roll out. You have anything like?
No, I see Matt the Man. What up, dude? I thank you for coming over from CRS. We appreciate him, and definitely look to have him on our podcast or on the live stream here in the future, man.
Hell yeah. Paid $584 for 1,000 rounds of 5.56. When was that? Price of parts kits have doubled in the past 6 months too. Can't find AK barrels. Yep. Yeah, no, shit's crazy.
You bought 4 pallets a long time ago, and everybody said you were crazy. Oh yeah, crazy like a fox.
Yeah, dude. My boy's got like in Minecraft has literally pallets and pallets of 5.45, and the poison bullet. What is it? I forgot the
AK-74.
Yeah, but it's the designation. Somebody else that's a AK nut will correct me. 7N6, I think it is 7N6. Anyway, like you literally got to open up the shits with the forbidden tuna. Yeah, 7N6. With like the can opener, like it's crazy, and he got those things for like nothing, bro. This is when 5.45 just couldn't sell, and yeah, now
Atlantic Firearms has 1,000 rounds of steel for $650 every other week in stock. Is Atlantic Firearms the one here in Florida, by Tampa, by any chance? Detective John Kimball.
I think
what's your daddy's name and what does he do? Kindergarten Cop, baby.
Oh, that's an excellent movie.
You still with us, Mr. John Kimball?
Detective John Kimball. He's from our community. I've seen him before. It's funny how we say community. He's our peeps.
All right. Sark is saying 7NR.
Yeah,
up in Maine, we have an Atlantic Firearms here in Florida, and they're a large AK buyer, stuff of that nature. So I wasn't sure if it was the same company.
Yeah, they got. I remember when I got one of my Chrome AKs back in the day. They started coming out with a lot of Chrome, high polished AKs, gold AKs, like super Gucci'd out shit. I got a Chrome Draco that I love with plum furniture. All right, anything else?
7N6. Okay, that sounds about right. I'm not an AK guy, so I wouldn't know. All right, gentlemen, we're going to hop off of here. If we get any more updates, any more news, we'll be happy to be able to pass it on to y'all, but just get stocked up. Worst case that happens is you got a few, extra gallons of water laying around. Get some canned food out there, even dried goods, dried beans. Those things are wonderful. They preserve for a long time, protein, calories. And fill up a gas can or two, whatever you guys can do. But we'll see where we go from here. This is only the start, and this might just be, we're not trying to do scare talk or anything else like that, but we've mentioned this. Dugan's talked to everybody about this. We've seen everything, building up for the past couple years, if not past couple of presidencies, on what is actually potentially going to happen. So it's a really shitty moment in our history for the U.S., and we're going to see how it plays out. So, deuces.
Yeah, that's it. All right, y'all. Thank you for jumping on. Sorry to bring more negative Nancy news, but we're always going to tell you what we find, especially when we see no one is reporting on it. We were literally like, damn, we don't want to do a fucking stream at midnight when we're tired. And to answer one quick question real quick, someone asked if $950 was a good price for a PSA AK. I forgot which one. If you don't need it, I wouldn't get it, man. Run an AR, dude. I've paid like $300 to $400 for most of my AKs, and you're good to go if you want to bounce, man. I don't want to keep you.
All right, Joe.
Your thing. All right, peace. Yeah, I've the most I've ever paid for an AK was $650. Most of my AKs I paid $300 to $400 for back in the day. Not to be all boomer like and shit, but that was the cool shit about AKs. Like AKs were the shit when you could get them for $350. Draco was like $350. Now, like they said, like PSA is hit or miss. Like unless you can personally inspect the gun and the rivets and all that to make sure it's a quality build, it's just, in my opinion, it's not worth it. I paid $650 for a Polish underfolder that I got set up with the Ultimac rail, and it's dope. And they stopped importing the Polish AKs a while back, so they've gone up in value. And I actually ended up, when I was in the industry, I used to work in the firearms industry. I got a deal on it. I think I ended up paying like $525, so I lied. I think the floor price was $650. What was that? I wouldn't pay that much for PSA AKs. I bought my Vepers for that much 3 years ago. Yeah, they're charging now. I will say PSA has done a good job at like not gouging, but they have increased the price because of availability of shit. Like shit is just not as available. And if I were you, like don't panic purchase. Like I couldn't tell you, like when I worked in the firearms industry during like right after 2012, right after Sandy Hook, like people were jumping in and like coming in the gun shop saying like, finding $2,000 ARs, paying for it, doing the 4473, and then saying, "Can you show me how to use it?" Like they literally had no idea what they were buying. And anyway, that's it. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming in. And low-key want to try the WWSD lowers. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you. I appreciate y'all coming in. And remember, don't go storming your Capitol. That shit seems like a pure setup. And just remember, like, don't go on the offensive unless you absolutely have to. Stay defensive. There's no point at putting yourself at risk for some bullshit. This is not the fight, right? This is not the fight. Stay away from this false flag bullshit. Wait for the real fight to come to your door. And you'll know when the real fight is when you gotta, walk over corpses to get your soy latte. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank you. If you have questions or if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, you can email darklightdugan@gmail.com or thedarkestmavis@gmail.com. And hold fast. Okay, what's up, Loeb? I'm holding. What questions you got? Don't make it awkward. WWSD, what? Is that a question? Oh, so you can go back and watch it, but essentially go to whitehouse.gov. They basically called, hold up. Yeah, fuck, I'm not going through all this shit again. Yeah, go back and watch it. It's going to post back to the channel in a second, and you'll see President Trump basically called a state of emergency, and there's a bunch of false flag shit coming out. So don't do anything crazy. All right, y'all. Polymer lower. What would Stoner do? I would stay away from polymer lowers personally. You just cannot get the specs anywhere remotely close to aluminum. Yes, they will work. Yes, like I even have one here in the gun room, but I have one in a box, unused, and I have all my ARs in the safe there. Like, I personally, it's not worth it. Eventually, the polymer, regardless of how high the grade is going to misshape. That's just how it is. I got one of the Tennessee Arms lowers for like $50 or $45, and I was in a competition to build a super light rifle, and I ended up building a 3.9 pound AR, and it was so bad. Like when I was putting it together, that the specs of like the buffer retainer piece was out of spec. Like it would not retain the buffer. I would have had to have used a fully captured buffer for the build. The just all the bolt catch where you put the roll pin in, literally like misshaped just by me tapping on the shit. Like it was bad. So stay away from polymer. There's no point. I mean, you can get lowers for super cheap. The other thing you may want to do is like in Virginia, we have VA Gun Trader. Find whatever local website that you may be able to get into, and find some personal transactions, private transactions that you could do to save some money. That's basically it. All right, I think that's it, guys. Any other questions before we bounce? Or before I bounce? All right, y'all. Take it easy. For the 24 y'all that are in here, I'm sure 23 y'all are feds. So thanks for stopping by. Y'all have a good night.